All right, so a few observations while she's starting to record that. First off, if Natasha texts you at like 9 o'clock the night before her meeting, just stop responding. All right. This twice now. You got me twice.
It was 7. It was 7.
Oh,
you were
sorry, it was 7.
dinner.
I think I looked at it at 9. I'm a little slow, but so and the second thing too is you're getting to know me too well because you said, wow, your wife must be a special person. I'm like, wait a second, what is that supposed to mean? So I showed my wife and she says, duh. And so anyway, so I'm so happy to be here, guys. I enjoyed doing the class last week. I enjoyed the class on Friday as well. I hope for those of you who are there on Friday that you guys got a lot out of it. I enjoyed having chats with all of you guys, that those of you who took taken some one-on-ones with me. It's been great. Corliss, I love it when we had that moment where we found that just that one button on your site. It was just awesome. And it's funny because she wasn't on video chat, she's on phone. And I could hear her going, oh my God, on the phone. It was just really cool. So I'm glad I could help you on that one. The funny thing is, Corliss too, is 2 hours later, I had another conversation with another gentleman from a different group altogether, like a BNI group, and he had the exact same problem on his website, exact same problem, which is just weird to see it twice like that. All right, guys, so I have limited time here, and again, this is like a 25-minute class that I'm going to condense down. So I have good takeaways for you though, and I actually have a video where I show you guys how to do all this. So for those of you who have been on my No Agenda Business chat calls, this might be a little bit of a review for you. We'll just say it's a refresher. So I cannot present my screen.
Do you have to make you the presenter?
I can now. All right, we're in action here. So guys, can you guys all see my screen? Give me some thumbs up. All right, so today we're going to talk about retargeting. So who knows anything about retargeting? Anybody? Thumbs up knows anything about retargeting? A couple of you guys. All right, good. Not too many. This will be good for you guys. All right, so the average website, how much do you think the average website converts for visitors when a visitor comes in? And what a conversion is do they call you? Do they fill out a form? Or do they sign up for something? What do you guys think the average business website converts? Anyone know a percent? What do you think?
3%.
What's that?
3%.
3%, Beth. Beth, you're like so close. I'm going to give it to you. It's like between 4 to 5%. That's it. That's it. It's so small. So you got to get a huge amount of traffic to your website in order to even get conversions on your website. So what if I could take that 3 visitors for every 100 and turn that into 6 visitors? And what if I could do that for only spending around $30 a month? Does that sound interesting to you guys? All right, so let's talk about retargeting. So what is retargeting? Retargeting is when basically you go to a website and there's a little thing that goes on your computer called a cookie. You guys all know about cookies. Facebook calls it pixels, AdWords calls it cookies, code. Everyone else calls it different stuff. But realistically, it's just a cookie. We all know those. I've heard those before. And then when we're back doing something else now later on, we all of a sudden see the ad scroll by for that place we were just at. And we're like, oh my God, they're stalking me. It's Big Brother. I knew they're after me. But it's just retargeting. It's just that simple. And the reason why retargeting is so important is because the buying journey is not a linear experience. A lot of people think that I go ahead and I have a need. I do some research and then I purchase. That's not the case. That's very, very rarely is the case. And I'd say except for people who are like men ages 50 to 60 who are like, I don't have time for anything else. Let me find what it is I need it and just get it done. And that's it. Very rarely does that even happen. Typically the buying journey looks more like this. You have a need and then you have your family comes up and then you spend a little bit of time on Facebook and then you do a little bit more research. Then you have Netflix, your spouse's opinion, your family, again, some work, Netflix, Facebook, Netflix, buddy opinions, random dude opinion that you just met down the street, a work, Facebook, more work, Netflix. All right, does this look like familiar to you guys? This is how usually typically we shop. All right, and then we keep going. We spend a big amount of time on Netflix because it's time to binge. And then we finally make a purchase. All right, this is the buyer experience. This is how it is. And it's not the fact that we're just so distracted all over the place. It's just typically when we're starting to do a little bit of research to buy something, we need to take time. We need to stew on it a little bit of time because there's a lot of options. Even the most simplest of businesses where you're like, man, I got like so little competition. It's wonderful. People still need to take the time to say, okay, is this really a need? And a lot of times people forget about it until whatever that need was again becomes really much of a problem. Like, oh my gosh, now the squeaky wheel is really squeaking. I need to buy something. So this is why it's so important. The average website converts actually 2 to 4% of its visitors. Retargeting helps address the other 98% of visitors who leave without making a purchase. So Facebook retargeting typically costs less than $20 per month. All right. And what I do with my clients is I tell them to set it up for $1 a day. That's it. $1 a day, $30 a month. Can everyone afford $30 a month for something retargeting if it can get you that much more? Some of you are like, yeah. Just so you know, the average ad spend, if you guys are paying for Google ads, the average ad spend is typically between $300 to $1,000 for a small business. When you get into high competitive niches, it's at least $1,000 to $2,000 a month. So when we're looking at the cost benefit on this, think if you can just convert one more client a month and just spend $30, it's a no-brainer, right? So retargeting campaigns performs 10 times better than a regular display banners or ads, 10 times better. The reason why is because they've already been to your website. They already know a little bit about you. All right. They've already, maybe the speed of trust, they've already started to build a little bit of trust with you as well. And what this will do for you, hi. Sorry, Karen's taking a picture. I had to smile. So what it does for you is it allows you to help build that level of trust. And ultimately what we want to do is we want to get those touch points. Remember, they always said it takes like 8 touch points to actually sell something. Retargeting is great for that because all you're doing is sort of dripping just a little bit there. Like, hey, come back. I'm going to give you guys some examples here. All right, traffic retargeters with ads typically, is 70% more likely to convert on a retailer's website. Traffic retargeting. All right, so coming back to all this, what you want to do then is as people are going around doing all these things, you want to sprinkle your business here and there. And there's a couple different platforms you can do this. And I'm going to talk to you today just about Facebook. And what you're going to need is you're going to need an image, something related to your brand with your logo on it. Access to your website, a Facebook account. And that's it. And here's a step-by-step video. You guys, this is a screenshot moment right here. So take a screenshot of this or a camera, whatever. This video that's in here, I've already given the whole class for my No Agenda Business chat. And this is the recording of that on how to set it up. So I'm not just telling you the what today, I'm giving you the keys on how to do it afterwards. Everybody got the screenshot? Can I move on? That once at least? I don't know, some of you guys are like, whatever. All right, here's an example of a retargeting ad. So this is for Blake & Sons moving and storage. All right, moving day fast approaching. Let us take care of the heavy lifting. Blake & Sons moving and storage. That's it. So am I trying to do a last minute desperation? Like, oh my gosh, purchase now and I'll give you 40% off. No, it's again, just to sort of drip that value. So ultimately what I want to do is for my client here is I want to make sure that their brand is a little bit more top of mind than maybe one of their competitors like Moyer or one of those other ones. So then they're like, oh yeah, we're still gonna move. I never made something, but I remember Blake & Sons, I was just looking at their website. All right, the best thing about this is let's take a look at this. So can you guys still see my screen here? So here's an example of the ad campaign. I'm gonna give you very, very quick here. Here's the campaign name. It's a pixel ad. Delivery, it's still active. The bid strategies, these are all kind of basic. Here's the important things. Over the last 30 days, it's had 847 impressions. Now, guys, on a normal month, this is huge. But right now, it's not much, even with COVID going on. But still, even with COVID going on, it's almost 1,000 impressions. That means 1,000 people have seen this ad. The cost per result is about 28 cents. So that means for every person to actually have an engagement on there to look at it, it's costing me about 28 cents. And each month so far in the last 30 days, I've spent $29.29. And the frequency, here's something really important, is this website of the people going there, I've only hit each person maybe about 1 1/3 time. The frequency is important because of this, is because if I wanted to increase that budget, I wanted to really change this from $1 a day to maybe $30 a day, my frequency would be much higher. And what the frequency is, how many times over the last 30 days, this period of performance, have the same person see this ad. Does that make sense to you guys? Some of you, not so much. So what we're saying then is of those 847 people, roughly almost, all right, the whole 847, I haven't served that ad a second time. So if I were to double my budget on this, I would be doubling the amount of effectiveness on this, which is really great. Any questions so far? All right. For those of you, how many times have you guys been on a site and you see the same ad like 1,000 different times. You guys have seen it all over the place. It's like death almost by that ad because it's too much. It's spammy. So that's why measuring your frequency is pretty important. So what you guys can do now is, even at $30 a month, we say we're keeping top of mind awareness, but we can start saying, well, maybe I want to hit everyone twice over the next 30 days, or maybe 3 times. Maybe over that too much. Maybe I want to get some different pictures of something else on here. But this is easy for you guys to start measuring this to see how you're interacting with people. The next ad, this is for Entertainment Exchange. It's an entertainment booking company of ours that serves the DMV area. And all I did is make a picture, and you're actually going to see how I made that picture in this video. And it took me, Linda, what did it take me? Like 2 minutes to make the picture? You were on the call, right? It took me about 2 minutes, and it looks awesome. It has their logo, it has a picture from their website. And remember when we got down that night? All right, it's just sort of a reminder. And I'm trying to get people to start thinking about this stuff. Like, oh yeah, that's awesome. And we're here when you're ready. All right. Unfortunately, nobody's booking for weddings. Nobody's booking for parties and stuff. But let's still look at this. So pixel tracking for Entertainment Exchange. This is the last 30 days. They've reached 1,300 people. So that means even though people might not be buying that much, people are still doing that research, what we talked about. And again, I spent $30. Next one. And you guys, this last one, you're going to go like, your chin's going to hit the ground. This is a chiropractic center here in Frederick called Mid-Atlantic Chiropractic Center. So we're here when you need us. Another conference call. We wanted to do a COVID retargeting ad because this is sort of how our day is going with COVID, where it's pretty exhausting all day long. And they've gotten some great traction and actually a great response on it. They've had people call and to actually mention the ad. So again, they've hit 2,700 people with this. They've only spent $30 again, and their frequency is at a 1.4. So they said every person like 1.5 times. Pretty cool. You guys enjoying this? Pretty neat. All right, the next one. All right, this is the huge one. So this is, first off, these are horrible pictures. This is a lead generation site of mine here in Frederick called Porch and Patio Frederick. Let us turn your deck or patio into a dream and a reality. Call today for a free estimate. And that's it. I put a link to it. And I've had a couple people respond to it, and which is great. So this one, look at the numbers. 10,000 impressions. Same period of performance, which by the way, this website hasn't reached 10,000 people. So now comes the question is, how can I have an ad hit everyone only 1.45 times, hit over 10,000 people when the whole website has only had 3,000 people on it in the last month? The neat thing about retargeting is you can also not just retarget the people who have been on your website, but there's a cool thing in Facebook called the 1% rule. And it's that 1% of their friends that might also be in the same general buying habit as that person. So now what this allows this ad to do is not just retarget the people that people that have been on my website. It allows me to retarget that 1% of their friends that might also own a home, that might also be ready to build a deck, that might also be in the exact same demographics, family size, all right, the median earnings, all right? So those kind of things in there. So when you set up your retargeting, when you watch that video, I'm gonna show you how to also turn on that 1% as well. So you can actually hit more people than have been on your website, but people that are really similar to the people who've been on your website. So now instead of just paying that $30 a month for just people that have been on my website, I'm actually hitting new people as well, which is phenomenal, right? So what do you guys think? Good info? And I'm within my time. Look at that, I did awesome. All right, so that's it. Any questions on retargeting? I've thrown a lot of information at you guys in a really fast period.
That's what I'm
feeling. It's a
feeling.
lot to take on. The video that shows you guys the how to do it is great. Go through it, and the best part is you can pause it, back up, and keep going. If you get confused, I'm here for you. I'm absolutely here for you. Listen, every person who comes to be a client for us, if they're doing their website, or if they go away and they're like, hey, you know, no worries, you're not gonna be a client with us, I still recommend every single business have some form of retargeting on. If you don't have retargeting, you're missing an opportunity.
Sage, where do we find the video?
You find the video. 1 second. I'll get it to you. Oops, sorry. You guys got it now?
Yeah.
So again, there's the video. I did a bit.ly link for you, and I actually did a custom text on there. It's just retarget with a 3. I thought it was pretty clever. Thank you, Don. I appreciate the laugh.
So Sage, that would be the same as having a pixel that I've been, like I installed a pixel from Facebook onto both my websites, and I have the tool that verifies that the pixels are working. So that's the same concept. Okay.
Yeah. So once you have the pixel there and it's working, that's good enough that Facebook can track it. But until you set up the ad, you're actually not going to be retargeting those people. So basically, you're getting some analytics on there, but you're not actually doing anything with that data yet. You're on mute again. Corliss, you're on mute. Here, let me unmute you. Sorry, I can't unmute you.
So those engagement ads that I saw you running, those simple ads, oh, that's easy.
That's it. That's it.
Oh,
so what you do is you take what Corliss is talking about is you go on to Facebook, and again, the step-by-step on how to do it is in this video, is you go on to Facebook and you generate this pixel code. And there's step-by-step walkthroughs, and there's videos that show you how to do it. In my video, will show you how to do it. And then you take that, go back to your website, and you put that on what you call the header of your website. So then when people come on your website, it's there. So that's the cookie code on the website. Then you go back into Facebook, you go back into your AdWords, or excuse me, your Facebook ads campaign, and you just set up a retargeting campaign. That's it.
Paige, I think Melvin had a question in the chat.
Okay. Sure, Melvin, come on. You guys just come off mute if you guys got questions.
You want to unshare your screen so we can...
Let me unshare my screen so you guys can see. Sorry.
Hello.
Hey, Melvin.
Hey, so is that CPM or do you just drop a budget on your Facebook account?
Is that CPM or do you drop a budget? So for
like to know how much you're gonna wind up spending on the retargeting ad.
For Facebook, you don't pay for impressions, you pay for engagements typically.
Okay. Right.
I believe is how it works.
Okay.
I don't know, I might be misquoting it.
Gotcha. So how do they rate the engagement then? Just
well, whereas Google will do it cost per click. That's why, like, if I need a roof repair, a roof replacement, all right, based on the people competing for that, I might spend $25 or $40 cost per click. And every time someone clicks on that, I get charged. Facebook, you just set up a daily budget and you're just getting impressions that are out there.
Okay, got you.
So it's based on the industry. So you guys will have to do a little bit of, well, the best thing about Pixel is you don't have to do any research or anything like that because all you're doing is hitting people that have been on your site.
Okay. Cool.
So again, if you guys have ever set up Facebook ads or seen Facebook ads can get pretty complicated with trying to figure out demographics and how you want to reach people. And especially if you start using the Booleans or the logic where I want to reach someone who does this and does this, or does this and meets this demographic. It can get a little bit complicated on here. You guys, Pixel ads are so simple. That video I posted, I think is a 20 or 25-minute video.
Awesome. Any other questions for Sage?
Did you guys get some good value out of this? Was this good for you guys?
Yeah, I was just gonna say Facebook lets you run lots of different types of campaigns depending what you want, and because of some privacy concerns, actually they actually reduce some of the choices you have now, but you can choose by area, age, interests, all sorts of different things in terms of selecting who the audience is.
Daniel's absolutely right. And the reason I didn't bring those things up is my thought. If they've been on your website, then they already have been pre-selected. You've already pre-qualified them because there's an interest in your service. So when you guys are setting up Pixel campaigns, just keep it simple. Just hit people that have been on your website. That's all you're gonna do. Keep the rest of it just default. So all you're doing is targeting. If you have a website that's had 500 people on your website within the last month, you're just targeting those 500 people. But just by installing the Pixel.
Okay, can it still work if, like, my website's not launched yet? Can that still work just to get people to come and stuff? Just for my Facebook?
So you can actually do retargeting on your Facebook page if you want. So if someone's been on like your Facebook page, you can actually retarget a page or a group as well.
Okay.
So also in chat, I went ahead and put the link for the video download where you guys can see this.
Awesome.
Also, I was curious if the people in the group, if you guys are familiar with autoresponders and drip campaigns, because maybe that might be a topic that we could talk about also.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely looking at ways. Hi, Shay. So, any other questions for Sage? Because I want to just stop the recording for that then.
Yeah, thanks for showing all that, Sage. That was great.